Hey, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you are doing well. I wanted to come through here with a bit of a reminder that back in February now, it's been a few months since then, we saw the release of Kanye West's sequel album, Donda 2. And I'm just kind of sitting here wondering and waiting and thinking, is this really it for Donda 2? I mean, it seemed like for a moment, especially given Kanye's past album cycles that were kind of chaotic, that there would be some sort of progression to this release, a series of alterations, additions, something, especially since our access and our experience, the hardcore fans anyway, for this record has been through, the STEM player website and platform where in order to hear or download or pull apart the various songs on this record, you need that Donda stem player, which again, given that Kanye West is totally in control of that platform, updating or changing or bringing something to the fold for this record would be pretty easy if you wanted to do something with it. And there are notable features on the project from the likes of Jack Harlow and Future, Migos. Kind of seems like the sort of thing that you would want to finish, want to complete. But what we ended up getting was a very incomplete mess of an album. And if it just is kind of allowed to sit there and stay completely as is, I think it's going to go down as quite possibly one of the bigger blemishes on Kanye West's discography, to have this blatantly unfinished album just sitting there, not done, untouched, released to the public, and pretty much profited off of, despite it being released in the very shoddy state that it was. And I guess I'm just kind of, again, coming through as a reminder that it's been months. Donda 2 is still not really done. To act like this is a finished project, I think, would be a disservice to Kanye's other very much higher quality and very much finished projects, honestly. I have no idea what Kanye is thinking, assuming that he can just release this second album in tribute to his mother and not really have it done or complete. But in a weird way, this is kind of indicative of, again, yet another Kanye album cycle where the album drops, there's a lot of fanfare, there's a lot of excitement, and typically after the fact, there is Kanye coming through with a lot of big talk in terms of all the other projects he's working on or wants to drop. And typically those projects we don't end up seeing. They don't really end up seeing the light of day, at least in terms of a professional release, like in the case of Yandhi. They get kind of scrapped, and then maybe there are some leaks that end up hitting the internet, and fans are able to kind of cobble all of that together into sort of an album. This time around, we got as formal a release as I suppose we were going to get, given that this thing didn't end up hitting streaming services, and Kanye kind of kept it exclusive to a platform that required you to essentially throw down on a $200 buy-in for the stem player to listen to the damn thing. But yeah, I guess instead of risking another Yandhi, Kanye decided to work on this record, and as he was at a similar point of it being unfinished but together enough to where it could maybe kind of be presented possibly to people, decided to just sort of put it out himself in a way where he was most likely to get some cash off of it, as opposed to just kind of letting that thing seep out onto the internet in some way, shape, or form. When I originally did my review of the project, there was still kind of hope that this will eventually be built upon, and given the way that Kanye has put it out, there is still very much a chance to do that because he's in control of the platform and it's all digital and so on and so forth. But really at this point, also with the new Kendrick album having just dropped and Kanye kind of just falling more and more out of the limelight until the next time it is that he wants to promote something, I'm feeling like the Donda chapter is kind of closed as of right now. The record came out. We had the sequel that is completely unfinished and looks like it's just not going to be finished. In fact, that track off the new Future record, is pretty much a song from this album and was just kind of like a more finished, more complete version. And it sounds good on that new Future album for sure. But, you know, that just kind of seems like further proof that Kanye is kind of just passing off the tracks on this record to the people who are featured on them, just kind of use on their stuff, as opposed to, you know, actually kind of keeping it core to whatever the heck this release is or was supposed to be. I think, you know, releasing this non-album in the way that he did was kind of an obnoxious mistake that I hope music fans don't forget or don't let go of. You know, I know there's kind of a tendency with each Kanye West album cycle to completely forget the past and erase all of it from your memory and just act like, you know, a past time where fans have been given the short end of the stick, or Kanye was acting erratically or in a very uncaring or callous way. All of that's just like kind of water under the bridge as long as we get a new album. And I'm kind of hoping that this time around, like, people actually really truly remember this and how subpar it was for Kanye and ridiculous and sort of self-centered. I mean, a little more self-centered than usual. I mean, Kanye's self-centeredness is obviously that of legend. But in this case, we have it actually impacting the quality of his work in a severe way. I mean, if he does actually come around and finish the damn thing, I will take all this back. I will eat my words. But as of right now, as far as getting this album done, and presenting us an actual record that's worth listening to and worth, like, you know, the $200 ticket that some people were charged to get in on it. I don't know. Everything seems kind of quiet on the Western Front. No pun intended. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Happy that this album is being left this way. Unhappy. And how are you doing? How's your mom? That's good to hear. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Kanye West, Donda 2, forever.